A good judge understands it's not the court's place to rewrite the law as it sees fit. It's not his or her place to let policy, personal, or moral principles dictate an outcome of a case. We are fortunate. Judge Barrett's record clearly reflects this standard. She said, quote, "A judge must apply the law as written. Judges are not policymakers, and they must be resolute in setting aside any policy views that they might hold." End of quote. Judge Barrett's service reflects an exceptional intellect paired with deep commitment to the rule of law. So we look to those who know her well. She's received praise across the legal profession and ideological spectrum. Former colleagues at Notre Dame described the judge as, quote, "brilliant, industrious, gracious, and kind, and as a person of utmost integrity with an open mind and an even temperament that is prized in a judge," end of quote. She's also known as, quote, "a generous mentor." And she's known for her, quote, her humility, graciousness, and her ability, born of her credibility, to build consensus among differing views, end of quote. Her students, quote, "expressed awe with the power of Judge Barrett's intellect, with her mastery and organization of complex material, and with her professionalism," end of quote. Leaders of more than 200 liberty-supporting groups across the country say Judge Barrett, quote, "possesses the judicial temperament and philosophy necessary as a bulwark for our Constitution and institutions of government," end of quote. 24 state governors described Judge Barrett as, quote, "a woman of great moral character who is devoted to her country, community, family, and faith like many Americans," end of quote. The Wall Street Journal editorial board says, quote, "President Trump's nomination of Amy Coney Barrett for the Supreme Court is the highlight of his presidency," end of quote. A promise kept, a promise made, a promise kept. Liberal Harvard law professor Noah Feldman called Judge Barrett, quote, "a principled, brilliant lawyer, a genuine and good person, highly qualified to serve on the Supreme Court." That's a pretty high praise. I just recited from others. Moreover, Judge Barrett is a tireless mother of 7. For decades, I've led efforts in the Senate to improve foster care and promote adoption. So it's a privilege for me to welcome a justice like that to the Supreme Court. To sum up, Judge Barrett's qualifications and character are impeccable. Unfortunately, I expect the minority will try to rustle up baseless claims and scare tactics as they've done for decades, anything to derail the confirmation of a Republican nominee. Lately, the left is threatening to pack the Supreme Court in retaliation for this confirmation process. Even the Democrats' nominee for president and vice president have not ruled out such blatantly partisan policy grabs. Republicans are following the Constitution and the precedent. It seems Democrats would rather just ignore both. The left is also suggesting Judge Barrett's confirmation would be the demise of the Affordable Care Act and the protection for pre-existing conditions. That's outrageous. As a mother of 7, Judge Barrett clearly understands the importance of health care. So let's set the record straight.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.